What's good, everyone? This is your boy DJ's Raw and Cut Truth. Give you that raw content that you deservedly need. And I hope everyone's having a great day in this wonderful Tuesday. I'm excited. The 2020 NBA draft is now on the clock, where we have some incredible prospects. It's sad that the national media and NBA pundits would try to diss this draft class pretty much by saying it's a weak draft class. That's not correct. The 2020 NBA draft is a fit-based draft, meaning it may not have a LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan in this draft, but what it has is players who can fit on a certain team that you could build with, or a missing piece, sort of say. This is a depth-based draft. No one will bring this up, but last year's draft class really wasn't all that. Besides Zion, Ja Morant, and many others, everyone else that were drafted in the first round and early second round either barely played or were sent to the G League. No one talks about that. But they have the audacity to diss these brothers in the 2020 draft class. And they failed to realize everything was stacked against them. There was no March Madness. COVID-19 struck. That's a fair excuse. So, whereas the year before, when there was no COVID, and the NBA scouts got to see Ja Morant play his ass off at the Sweet 16 last year for Murray State. That's what happens when you have a March Madness. If they would have had a March Madness this year, players like Kira Lewis from Alabama, Devin Vassell, who I believe is the sleeper in this class. Whoever drafts Devin Vassell is getting the gem. He's a 6'7" guard, shooting guard, that can shoot from three, pretty much shoot from anywhere. He fits today's game in spacing. He would have flourished with Florida State. And you already know Florida State has a great head coach in Leonard Hamilton. And then they had great players with Devin Vassell and Patrick Williams, who has a first-round grade. And they're both freshmen. So they as in the fans and the viewers, missed out on actually appreciating the talent in this class. But I'm going to tell you what I look forward to and give my well thought out opinion. First, I believe Anthony Edwards will be a better pro than a college player. Anthony Edwards suffered from what I call a Ben Simmons quote-unquote itis, meaning he didn't care about college. Just like Ben Simmons, when he played at LSU, did not care about playing at LSU. I'm not going to say that his heart wasn't in playing in college, but Anthony Edwards just was uninterested. But you saw the potential. And that's why the NBA needs to stop bullshitting and get rid of the one and done rule. It's a dumb rule. If these kids are not going to college for multiple years, then it's a waste of time. So the NBA should take away the one and done rule. And if a high school player comes out, but he has potential, but he's not ready to play games in the NBA, send him to the G League and let him develop. It's that simple. But let me digress. Anthony Edwards has been dissed on by shines alike and have had harsh criticism. They're comparing him, saying, oh, he may turn out to Dion Waiters. I don't see that. Dion Waiters never had that athleticism at that level, or the basketball IQ, or the knack to score efficiently. Now, his shot percentage was streaky, but he played for Georgia. He didn't play for Kentucky or any of these teams. If Anthony Edwards would have went to Florida State, which he should have gone to, remember, he picked Georgia over Florida State. Can you imagine if he played with Devin Vassell and Patrick Williams and company, coached by Leonard Hamilton? He would have had spaced out shooters to pass to, and his numbers would have increased. Pretty much, he would have had a number one pick on lock. Now, he could still be picked number one, but it's a toss-up between him and LaMelo and James Wiseman. In my opinion, I believe Edwards is a mixture of a bigger Oladipo. He's pretty much Oladipo with more potential. Or you could say he's a taller Donovan Mitchell. That's what Anthony Edwards could be if he's in the NBA succeeding. Now to James Wiseman. James Wiseman is an intriguing prospect. With this new generation, it's a guards game. And I'm not in the line of selecting big men unless you're like AD, that type of big man that could change a franchise, can play both offense and defense at a high level. You have to be that type of big man that could switch. The days of Jahlil Okafor, you could just play offense and back your man down, that's gone. And that's why Jahlil Okafor is a bum on defense. But that's another topic for another day. So James Wiseman missed out on a lot of games, but his stock is still high because he's what you call a unicorn. He's very athletic. He's 7'1". He can shoot mid-range and threes. He has defense ability, but his defense has to be better than what it is. He has the tools and the versatility to improve in that area. Now, James Wiseman, he has to go to a team that has a lot of pieces there where he doesn't have to be asked to do that much. A team that already has defenders so he could buy in and increase his defensive usage. That's a team he has to go to. And really, the Warriors would be a great fit for him. Now, the Warriors want to trade everybody and their mama. And they just want to compete with the Los Angeles Lakers. They're trying to do anything they can to get Steph Curry another ring. And you just can't blame them for that. But the Warriors, and looking at their roster, they have the pieces there. They just got to earn it. Instead of relying on Kevin Durant and other superstars to make it easier for Steph and Klay, they got to go do what they did in 2015 and just earn that damn thing. So if I'm Golden State, I'm drafting James Wiseman and build off that. I would love them to draft LaMelo Ball so they could extend their winning. Let's be honest, even though I'm a Laker fan, I love the way Golden State develops their players, their coaching, their culture. That's the most important part. And I would love for LaMelo to play for a great organization. But since they got so much hatred for the Ball family, I really don't give a damn if LaMelo plays for that team or not. So James Wiseman should be the pick, but we'll see. And for our guy LaMelo Ball, I'm at a point where I don't really care where LaMelo Ball gets drafted to, due to the fact that when he gets drafted, no matter if he doesn't go number one or not, he's going to be treated like a number one pick, no matter where he's drafted. At the end of the day, LaMelo Ball is what I call, and I said his name countless of times, the stimulus package. He's going to fix every problem within the organization, from fans into the attendance, merchandise, style of play, and pretty much showtime. He's all about the show. He's all about balling out of control. That's his game. And it's very lazy when his media hacks would lazily, compare him to his brother. Those two do not play alike. They had the same body type. Lonzo's more athletic and a little more cerebral, where to LaMelo, he's more of what you call he has pass first ability, but he has a scorer mentality. So it's a great balance. LaMelo is ahead of the game in regards to handles. He has a better handle than his brother. He has a better knack of scoring than his brother. His brother shoots better threes than LaMelo. But that's just because of shot selection. You can say whatever you want about Zoe. I give him credit on this. If he doesn't feel he's capable of making a shot, he won't shoot it. If he shoots it, then it's a shot he feels like he could make it. That's why he shot 38%. Now, he needs to attack the basket more, but hopefully he's working on that in the offseason. But as far as Melo Dip, I like his potential. I'm not saying it because I'm a fan of him. I'm saying what I see on film. He hasn't even cracked 10% of his potential. That's how much of a ceiling LaMelo has. And whoever drafts him, let him have the keys to the organization from the get. That's what you got to do, and let him play through mistakes. LaMelo is one of the youngest players in this draft. You got to let him grow up, and it's going to be errors. But I guarantee you this, you won't see LaMelo have 4 to 6 point games. You won't see that. He's going to go out swinging, and that's something I can guarantee would happen. As for a landing spot for him, I would like to see LaMelo play for the Detroit Pistons. I love their organization, what they're building up. Now, I know that the Pistons did not make the playoffs, but I like their young players. And Sekou, they got Swee, who used to play for the Lakers. They have Derrick Rose, who could be a mentor. Blake Griffin's coming back. So a myriad of players that can build up to make the playoffs. And if they somehow get LaMelo Ball for a trade or whatever they need to do, if they could somehow get LaMelo Ball, it could pay off big time. Also the Knicks, but I doubt the Knicks are going to trade up to get LaMelo. I just don't see it. But with the Knicks, it's a power play move and very great for marketing. People forget that the NBA is a business. Yes, you need players who are great, but you also need star appeal, and that's what LaMelo is. And I don't get why fools are trying to down his play, his game, and act like he's not a up and rising player. But this is why I do what I do, to separate what's fiction and what's true. And what's true is LaMelo Ball is the can't miss prospect in this draft. Now, he's like clay, where you need to mold the clay to get where you want to go as an organization. But you're willing to risk that for a LaMelo Ball. And next, I'm going to talk about Denny. Denny has some game. He played in Israel. He's 6'9", versatile. He pretty much plays like a Danilo Gallinari, or people would say a poor man's Luka. He's not Luka Doncic at all. So I don't want them saying that idiotic stuff in the draft boards or ESPN. Denny is not, I repeat, he's not Luka. He's more of a Danilo Gallinari, which is still good. And if the Bulls or Cavaliers can get him, that's a win-win. But I like his game, and that's why I said this draft is helpful for certain teams. Of course, this is not the 2003 draft where you could get either LeBron, Carmelo, Chris Bosh, Wade. It's not that. But can you get a player that can contribute right away? It fits a need? Yes. And after Denny, Obi Toppin, who reminds me of Amari Stoudemire, Drew Gooden. There's some defensive lapses he has to work on. He has the athleticism to be a good defender. It's just the proper scheme will help him out. He's older than most prospects in this draft, but his talent is useful. He's the safest prospect in 2020. Very safe. If anything, he's going to give you a double-double. Now, it's not going to be a high double-double, but he could definitely give you 13 points and 10 rebounds. I could see that. Kind of like, I'm not trying to compare the longevity. I think he'll have a longevity with this player, but if you remember, Emeka Okafor started out really good for the Charlotte Bobcats at the time. Before he had that injury, he averaged 16 points and 10 rebounds. Now, I can see a projection where Obi Toppin can do that his first few years. The only difference, I think he's more durable. So that should do for now. I'm going to be making more draft videos since the draft season. I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty disappointed in Adam Silver for not making the draft earlier. It doesn't have to be this month, but at least early November. These athletes got to get to their teams. They got to get certain training methods down, schemes down, and they can't be behind the 8 ball. But it is what it is. I'm not a commissioner. Adam Silver is, and he's done a great job. I'm excited. I also can't wait for free agency. Now, they keep telling me it's a weak free agency, true. But there's still some players that fit with certain teams. And you can't tell me that the Lakers would be better with some of the players on free agency. There's players that, there are a couple. Can you imagine if the Lakers got Buddy Hield for starters? He's not missing threes. And that's just one of the names. So I'm excited. Shout out to the LA Lakers for winning 17. Shout out to the subs for supporting my channel. And check out the video I did with Hoop Jargon, a real brother. Has great content. To be honest, he should have at least 20,000 subs. He knows his basketball. He's played overseas. He's not one of these YouTubers that's just talking to be talking. He understands it. So check out that brother's channel. All praise to the Most High. Peace.
Make that beat.